Hi everyone, Mary here again. As promised, here I am with a video, and I was awake last night and remembering that I forgot to show you something. I'm not sure whether I even mentioned it or not, but when I came home from Texas, I went to my daughter's house, and when I went to my bedroom, there was a present from one of my sons in Ireland and his girlfriend. And I opened it up, and it was this. It's a notebook with like this. First thing I thought was the book The Secret, which I've never read, but I've seen snippets on YouTube. And of course, we all know about the law of attraction. Lovely leather bound notebook. So, of course, I will do a lot of writing there. But I was on to my friend in Vegas and I showed her a photograph of it. And I said, God, that's a lovely seal. And I think my son said to me, I just liked the button on it. I thought you'd like it. But it never dawned on me what it was. And my friend in Las Vegas said it's the as above, so below seal. And maybe in 2012 I had a reading. Another friend of mine does very puzzling readings, and there was a seal in the reading. Now I did take it out before Christmas because we got the word seal again. So I must take it out again as well and see are there any added messages through that reading. I think at that time there was a car, a Holden car that used to be in Australia years ago, and then I had a conversation with my cousin in Australia, and her father, my father's twin brother, used to work for that company. So hello from my uncle in Australia, who has passed now, unfortunately, over 30 years before his twin brother. Um, so that's that. So I messaged my son and I said, my God, you really chose something that I love. And the seal is lovely. He said, I thought you'd like it. I said, where'd you get it? He got it in Germany, in a medieval village. And here we are again. Peace and surrender. This medieval village began with flip it, I meant to look it up before I got on, but anyway, it begins with E, and it holds a medieval Christmas market every Christmas, and they were in Europe. Funny, they had meant to be in Texas and go to Canada where they met and be there over Christmas, but he bought a car and changed jobs or whatever, so plans had to change, so they went to Europe and they ended up in Germany. Craziness. And my other son spent 9 or 10 months in Berlin and found it hugely challenging. So he was doing grid work there. He's now in Vietnam, just after leaving Vietnam and gone to Laos. Oh, I just said to him, just keep in touch is all I want. Yeah, say hello. So this son, I have 5 sons and 1 daughter. So I won't put names on them, but this particular son, I said, you must be very tuned in. Oh, yeah. He told me about the village that they had gone to. It was a German medieval village who surrendered to the Nazis. So therefore, they weren't bombed or part of the war, and their little village is intact, and they hold this medieval market every Christmas. If I think of it when I'm uploading this, I will put the name of the village in the comments below, and you can follow up on it if you want. But as above, so below. So he said, what does that mean, ma'am? And I explained that above, we're all love, light, positivity, love, the deepest love, and that's what we're trying to bring to earth. So more of the German and more peace. Like I would have had a past life in a concentration camp, and every time I hear Germany, that comes up for me. But I'm done, finished with that now. These 3 German settlements were peaceful, And I think maybe the bigger picture is that it's time to change our perspective now and let go of the old way of seeing and move forward into the new way of peace and perspective of what we're doing here and what's happening in our lives, and turning it into a positive perspective. Not, I suppose, even if we are collapsing timelines, yeah, we've collapsed another timeline, but peace, it's new. We're walking into the peace, and it's just a higher level of bringing peace and love to the earth, and as above, so below. So that's where I'm at the moment anyway. But I said 3 German things, and how much more have they to tell me? So it's peace. It's not thinking of the war. It's healing the past, sending love and light to the past, or that timeline, and walking forward into peace. And everybody did what they thought was the right thing to do at the time, caused an awful lot of devastation. We know better now, and we're walking forward into peace and love and seeing each other as souls on a journey and having compassion and love for everyone on earth. And if we can't do that, which is not easy for everyone, but bringing it, I said that to a friend of mine before Christmas. I said, I cannot make sense of any of the stories that we were talking about in our conversation unless I bring them up here. I said, I have to bring it up to 5D because it does not make sense here at all. And she said, I can't do that. I'm not there yet. I'm not as good as you. I said, look, you're doing your journey in your own way. And she's very much doing physical 3D work. And she's a great worker and a great listener and full of fun and doing her journey in her own way. But she just cannot bring it up to what's going on above is what we're doing here below. But everybody is doing it 717. Been seeing that again too. So I did promise I would choose some cards. Oh yeah, I chose one from Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors deck that I got as a present from my friend. And I meant to look it up. I pulled one card to have it read before I got on because I don't know the cards yet. And do you think I read it? No. But the card I chose was Elder. Move beyond ancestral patterns. Okay, isn't he beautiful? So move beyond ancestral patterns. Now I will still do ancestral readings if anybody wants them. I'll be helping those coming up behind with all I know and what I've gone through and the experiences I have and the cards I have. So I am available for readings. I'm also available. Somebody asked me last night, could I do a 2020 reading for them? I said I will, of course. I have no idea what order it's going to be in or how I'm going to do it or what guidance I'm going to get or what cards I'm going to use. But I will do it and it'll be the right thing for the person who asked me. So any of my readings on my website are still available. And this is the Elder. Move past ancestral patterns. Okay, so I'll have to read it now. I didn't mean to read the whole thing. Move beyond the limitations that have been set for you by family members, past and present. Know that the energy of your spirit is more powerful than genetics and behavioral patterns. So as above, so below. The energy of your spirit. The Aboriginal people are the oldest tribal people still living on the planet. Their hunter-gatherer culture and ancient spirituality are rooted in tradition and balance with the earth. So the Aboriginal ancestors are offering you not only wisdom that will help you heal and adapt to the ever-changing planet, but also an understanding of what a spiritual life should be. The elder is the ancestor who comes with a message of healing change. He is an embodied soul, yet he has had journeys that go beyond the physical. Therefore, he represents a reclamation of power. When he appears, it's an acknowledgement that you have the capacity to move beyond the limitations that have been placed upon you. If you had had expectations of success, failure, sadness, or even sickness placed upon you by your family, it's important to know that you are here to create your own story. This card represents personal healing that will bring healing to your family lineage, past, present, and future. Know that you get to decide what you take on. And also know that your ancestors are rooting for you and are sorry for any setbacks they have created for you. Well, that is just so good to know, because that's where I'm at now. The ancestors are done and dusted. I had this conversation with my daughter. It was a deep inner knowing. It was a deep calling of the path I needed to go on. But it's done now. And I don't have to go back there. I don't have to walk in their footsteps. I don't have to go through Ellis Island. I just have to walk forward and create my own new future. So if any of you are at that point, good for you too. And if some of you are thinking along those lines, but it doesn't feel done yet, don't worry. It's not done till it's done. And meanwhile, enjoy yourself. Do what you love to do. And get excited. And, just be happy as best you can. So that's very interesting. A beautiful card. Move beyond ancestral patterns. Now, no, they're not handy. I don't know where they are. Oh, I see them, but I'm not going over there. And maybe I will. Will I? To take out my ancestral healing deck and see what message we get from there. So I'll be back in a minute. Don't fall. Okay, this is Would You Believe by Father Jim Cogley. Whoa. About 10 out there. Okay. There it is. Okay. Childhood conditioning. So they're the ancestors, and your parents were parented by their parents. They only knew what they knew at any given time. They parented in the way they were parented. They learned a bit extra. You as a parent parented as best you could in your own way, with learning new ways as well. So childhood conditioning. Okay, the priest makes these and then he teaches on it. A 6-pointed star turned inside a cube provides a useful symbol for the manner in which our childhood conditioning can still influence us into adult life. While a sphere represents wholeness and completion, the cube is a shape that is more appropriate to our childhood experiences of the cot, the playpen, and building blocks. As adults, our ability to express emotions is usually affected by messages we received as children. In some families, to show emotion is to be considered wielding. This can result in the adult facing life's issues in a social manner, always keeping a stiff upper lip. Likewise, if big boys don't cry was the childhood message, how will it block the adult male? Oh no. If big boys don't cry was the childhood message, how will it block the adult male from resolving grief? If anger is forbidden was the message received, what will the adult do with his or her anger? And mostly we sit on it and then we blow, or we get sick, we internalize it. If touch and affection was lacking, how will the adult be in relation to touch and to giving and receiving affection? If I were to be a parent to my own inner child, how would I change the script? The child is the parent of the adult. The child is the parent of the adult. So healing your inner child, parenting your inner child with the knowledge you have now will help you let go of this life's past. There we were talking about ancestral conditioning and patterns. So now we're on to your own childhood. And, let it go as quickly as possible, as deeply as possible, knowing that everybody did the best they could. And you're doing the best you can. So compassion and love for yourself as well. It's a process. Things don't change overnight. So just know it's a journey. You came here to learn. You came here to experience. So all is good. All is good. So love and light to you. Talk to you again soon and take care.